and hello. Welcome to Top Fellas, the most moist podcast in the universe. Today, it's a nice, breezy Sunday morning.
No, it's
And
not. It's a Tuesday.
They don't need to know that.
Okay.
It's a breezy Sunday morning. Instead of going to church, we're doing a podcast. Because we love God so much that we created a podcast. Today, I'm with my fellow cohort, my boyfriend, my secret boyfriend, James. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm with my roommate that's, he's sick. Fred, who's on his phone.
Yeah, hello.
Billy's also here. Do you want to say something into the mic? That
Yeah.
was awesome. But he's probably going to leave soon because he's got to go see his mate.
He's a busy guy. And today we have we have a special guest, like always.
Today is a guest who I've been meaning to get on the pod for a while.
Charles
Yeah.
Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know Dr. Pepper's real name is Charles?
But
Shut the fuck.
But our special guest is none other than Joe.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Joe, top 3 things about yourself.
I do textile design.
Yeah, a real course.
Lovely fart force. I
Fine art.
Fine art.
Oh,
course.
yeah.
I thought you said
Yeah.
fart force. And I went, oh, okay.
Fine art fart.
I love to dance and frolic in
Yeah.
the woods.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And
Why?
I am half Italian and half Ukraine.
Mm. Finally, I'm not the only
I never knew
non-British
that.
person here.
Yeah.
So
Multiculturalism in the Top Fellas podcast today.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm happy to be here.
Top Fellas represents diversity.
yeah, we do.
Mm.
We're like,
Yeah.
yo.
Three,
Yeah,
three,
thanks, Phil,
three
God.
white guys and one black dude, like it should be.
Yeah, but like one of us, like he's tall. So
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
represents tall people.
And
He's in the minority of people who are 6'7".
the minority of top
Oh.
fellow.
Yeah, we are the multicultural friend group.
Yeah. So yeah, we do
Yeah.
have autism.
Do you remember that time we were around campus?
Yeah, I
right?
was about to bring up that
And
time.
This is a real story. We were around campus and me.
This
Noel
was
got-
Was there
sick
ice
lads.
cream?
second year freshers.
Yeah, second year. Yeah,
Was there ice cream?
I cannot remember,
No.
but we were
I'm
around.
really hungry for ice
We
cream.
were round the table and we were talking, and then someone comes up to us and they said, "Oh, by the way, can the vice chancellor and the chancellor come and have a chat with you guys?" Because
And we were watching One Piece.
we were watching One Piece on Phil Gott's computer, and then we go, "Yeah, all right." So they come sit next to us, and it felt like we were meeting the president because it was just everywhere you looked, there was just people taking
Yes.
photos. You would look anywhere, and there was someone like peering over the side of the table taking photos
Yeah.
from all angles of us just having this chat with this vice chancellor.
I think
And then as soon as she left, I said to Vilgot, "You know why they came over here, right? Look at us.
Yeah.
We're the multicultural group of friends."
Yeah.
And then a few weeks pass, and I get a message from my mum, and I'm featured on the Bass Bar social medias,
Only him.
and they cut you
They
two
cut
out.
us
They cut
out.
Vilgot
Yeah.
and Fred out.
Yeah.
I think it was because like I just didn't say anything because I just didn't really know what to say. And
Oh,
Phil
yeah,
was
we
being
went
too brutally honest about the uni that they
So
went.
that's why you're
No,
cropped
not
out.
that one. We don't like that one.
We went from watching like a scene about a bunny girl defeating pirates to talking to the chancellor
Yeah.
of Basketball University. Yeah, that was a moment.
Like we
Yeah.
basically we watched this bunny girl
That
grow
was
out
a-
her bunny ears and her tail, and then
Yep.
like, fuck up a load of pirates. And
Yeah.
it took like a whole 2 episodes for her to do
Yeah.
anything, right? And then what's it called? And then the chancellor comes down and sits with us, and we're in the middle of watching this scene,
And
we're
everyone's taking photos. We got like 5 photographers around us.
Yeah.
Oh.
like, yeah.
But they cut us out.
Yeah,
we
it
weren't,
was
we weren't good
something.
enough.
The one time they catch me watching One Piece, the fucking president of the uni comes over. But yeah.
So
Joe, top 3 things.
Hello.
Oh yeah, we've already
you've
done
already
top 3
covered
things about
that.
you.
What's the
My
top?
bad.
What's the top 10?
Go on.
Who
I
did we
will
what
say-
did we decide?
Top
We-
10 pub moments.
Yeah, we're uni students. We love pubs, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I
like
don't
it how,
drink, but I love
like
going
both
to
of
them.
you do not drink, basically.
Never.
Yeah,
I like
I've
have a pint.
never
He's
drinking in my
never-
Lick of
life.
alcohol.
Never had a single drink. What other day? Oscars was there was no alcohol in that
He's
monster.
definitely not been drinking.
I've never
I've
drunk.
actually never.
I've never drunk it in the
You
past.
Yeah,
necked
that
my
is-
rum
that
and
is
coke
insane.
once.
Oh yeah, that was by accident because I
Yeah.
thought it was Coke
It
and
was a
I
whiskey
downed it
Coke.
and I'm like, oh wait, there's
Oh, rum and
Rum
that
and,
doesn't taste like normal.
We were around the pubs the other day, and this guy drinks a couple here and there. But that's a story for
What
later.
I know. I know.
no,
Vil got
that's
in
a later
first
story,
year.
maybe.
I know
That's a
in
later
first
story.
year you got
Oh,
absolutely
that
shit
story.
faced.
Really?
But that wasn't
Yeah.
at a pub. That's another story for another
What's
day.
your drink of choice then?
Pepsi Max.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I've never drank. Never drank.
Coca-Cola. Or water.
yours?
Ooh, it really depends.
I love
It's
it.
like
Desperado.
Right here, right now. If I had
Desperado.
all the
Yeah.
drinks under the table,
I'd say if there's ever Lily cider, I always go for Lily cider.
That's pretty
It's
good.
lush.
Yeah.
No. I don't know how I feel about Rattler.
my
It's
brother's a
not
big
really-
Rattler guy. My brother loves that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what's it called? I like Jubal, like Asahi.
I like
Korev.
Asahi.
Korev's nice.
I
but
like
it's-
Asahi.
Asahi's good. Yeah,
It is
yeah.
good.
Mm.
But I drink most beer in like shandy thing.
Okay.
So, like, I'll have
Yeah.
like a bit of lemonade in it. It's
Oh,
yum yum
yeah.
yum yum yum. The only beer that I will not drink with lemonade is Guinness.
Fair enough.
Call him
Yeah.
Beyonce the way he likes lemonade.
Oh, that was a good
Whoa.
one.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, should we crack on with the top 10?
Yes.
That's the thing
Yeah.
is, there's so many moments that we had.
So this
in
is just going to
pubs.
be just like a couple of recent ones, I reckon.
Well-
or old ones. Can't be memorable ones.
Shall
Do
we
memorable
start?
ones.
Shall we start 10 with a recent one?
We'll just do as memorable ones that come
All
to
right.
mind. If there's going to be stories that we forget,
Yeah.
so if you're
Obviously.
featured in a story we forget,
Yeah, to all
please
the
don't be
people not
offended.
featured in a story, it's because we hate you, and yeah, we just hate you,
all right,
Why do we hate them?
cause
they're not featured in the story.
Okay,
they're not
fair enough.
featured in the story.
Come to the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Wiggle my
Guys, donate to the Top Pillows Foundation.
Yeah. Goes to our
Uh,
pockets.
Yeah,
Okay.
goes through
Would
my
Joe
pocket.
like to start?
Yeah.
at number
Yeah,
10?
Be
Joe.
my guest. It
Well-
can be recent, old, just a memorable story.
One of my favorite pubs to go to is the Bell.
Oh,
Best pub ever. Every
A name
Wednesday.
you will
Ever.
be hearing more than once today.
Yes. Every Wednesday there's live music. It's so amazing. A memorable day wasn't the best, to be honest. It didn't end the best. But it's when I went with my sister
Oh.
October time, and I thought I got spiked.
Oh,
And I
that's
blamed
sad.
it on my friend Badminton Sam the next time I saw him. But thinking about it, probably was not him.
out of all the stories about the bell, you getting spiked is
It was just a top memory.
fair. Fair.
And obviously it was not him, but it was probably just my sister's bad soup making and
Wow,
bowel
calling your
problems.
sister out.
too much
Yeah,
beer.
get called
Damn.
out, Izzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Izzy.
To
You've
be
got
fair,
amazing
we know someone who doesn't like her cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that was
that was
funny.
yeah.
Fair play.
What a
Fair
way to
play.
start.
What a way
Yeah.
to start. The night that you wait, was it spiking actually?
No. I
Because we
don't
thought
think
it was
so.
spiking.
No.
It was
Oh.
just food poisoning.
It was just food
Probably a
poisoning.
bit of food poisoning.
So
Damn.
your sister's just shit at making soup. then,
Yeah.
basically. Oh.
Shout out Izzy.
Damn.
But yeah.
So
Did you
M-
beat
mo-
her up?
moral of that story: don't eat.
No.
You
Don't
gotta
Izzy's
give her
cooking.
Izzy's cooking.
biff
What
on
do you
the
mean?
head,
Her
mate.
her barbecue was good for the most part.
Yeah.
Nah, big up Izzy. Izzy's cool. I like her
Yeah.
a lot. She's awesome.
What about my pork ribs that I
What
make?
pork ribs?
I make pork ribs.
I've never
Yeah,
ate.
you've had some.
I've never had
Pork
one of your
loins
pork.
from the pork loin. that I
What
make.
pork loin? I never
Whenever
had.
whenever I cook in the kitchen, sometimes I make pork loin.
I never
and
had
give it
one
to
of
you.
them.
Have you not? I
No,
swear I have.
I've had your curry and your spaghetti, but that's about it.
Oh, mate.
I've been cooking more recently.
What have you
I
been
cooked
cooking?
bacon and eggs this morning.
Oh my god, that's a first. What the hell?
And
Was it burnt?
no, I
Oh.
nailed it this time. I nailed it this time. I also cooked chicken,
Hey,
and
that's not-
I did undercook it at first, but then I cooked
Ugh.
it more.
At least you cooked it more.
Don't undercook
I
that
cooked,
shit.
I cooked it. I cut it, and I'm like, yeah, that's not
Is
cooked.
it medium rare?
It was
Little,
more,
little thin layer of pink in the middle.
Oh,
Mm.
it was
Say
proper
after.
pink. Inside, it was proper pink. That's
Ooh.
what.
No, I am actually terrified of like food poisoning.
Yeah,
Me
same.
Like
too.
that, yeah.
I've never. Oh yeah, I've had food poisoning. No,
When
well,
was
I haven't
that?
had food poisoning where I proper threw up and shit, but I've had bad food
Mm.
that made me shit.
Too many donuts.
Yeah,
Nah,
you're
the
you're a
donuts,
fiend, you're a
the
fiend.
the
fiend.
donuts haven't
No nuts.
No,
have
No, no,
donuts. Shout out to donuts. The best
You're a
pastry.
donut fiend, you are.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm getting sick of donuts.
Really?
Yeah.
It's because you just eat so many
It's
of them.
because Sam is leaving Krispy Kreme, and I've been trying to get as much donuts as I can.
Yeah.
But the
Mm.
problem is I've got too many, and now I'm sick of them.
Fair.
And,
No, but he's leaving soon, so
Yeah,
embrace it while you can, because you will miss
Fair.
it. You will miss
I
it.
will miss it. Okay, number.
Number 9. Anyone
Number
got any
9.
number 9s? Fred?
Microwave. I love that story.
I need to think because it's been a while since.
Can
I've been
I
to-
have one?
Go
Oh,
on.
it's a recent one.
Go on, Velgot.
It does involve also the belt, but also involves grapes.
Go on.
Me getting drunk.
Oh my god,
Again.
that was hilarious.
Uh,
I'll let you tell it.
This
I'll let you tell it,
was-
and I'm gonna.
when was this? The last
This was recent.
Last Wednesday. It
This
was last Wednesday.
recent.
last Wednesday. Me and Sam's. I don't know how it started. We got into the habit of making rock paper scissors bets. Originally, it was like for him to buy me a Coke, and for vice versa for me to buy him a pint. And I think I won for the most part for the when we did Coke and a pint, and it was a lot of fun. Then the group went to grapes,
Mm-hmm.
and then the bet was if I lost, he was gonna buy me a baby Guinness, and then I lost and I drank a baby Guinness. Lovely drink.
You
Tastes-
down that.
Yeah.
And he had
And-
lots.
Yeah, I had a baby Guinness. Then it was Joe bought me a Guinness because she lost the bet.
Yeah.
And I downed the Guinness. That was my first Guinness.
Really? But you
Yeah.
smashed through that. That was really fast.
Yeah, Sam said it was gonna taste like shit.
You said you were gonna chew it.
Yeah, but I don't know how you can chew that drink.
I've never had it. I wouldn't be able to comment.
Oh yeah, how do you chew?
It's great. No, you split the G.
I did more than split the G.
He just fully destroyed.
I
the
ate
thing.
the
You
G.
demolished it.
I
Yeah.
demolished it. It
Yeah.
was a love drink. Then he got me cider, and oh boy, that cider was dangerous because it tasted like juice.
Yeah.
And that's when I got proper buzzed, and I was overprotective over the cider.
You just kept trying to just. We all needed to go home, and you were just like, "Nah, let's go for another pint.
Yeah.
I want a pint. Let's go for a pint."
Did he actually
Yeah.
do that?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
my favorite quote of all time was we were walking past Taka Taka, and then Sam wanted
Yeah.
to go in, and then Sam tells to Velgot, "Yeah, they got drinks in there." He goes, "They don't sell pints in Taka Taka."
Yeah, I was proper drunk. And when I get drunk or in like a high state, I for somehow become more talkative.
You really did.
I just yapped that night
You-
about
you were yapping to
anything.
so
On the
many
group
different
chats and
people.
stuff, you were just sending voice
Oh,
messages.
on the group chat. Oh yeah, because I was so after the cider, we did leave grapes, and then Sam poured me a triple rum at his place. I drank it and then walked home
Jesus
by
Christ.
myself. Not a good idea, but I survived the trip, and I was still awake and drunk as fuck, and I was like, bro, I feel like airing out everything, and I sent a couple of voice notes to a group chat.
Wasn't it just you
And-
grilling us for sending like so many?
No,
reels
it
and
was
stuff?
it was me grilling. Oh, Billy's leaving. All
Oh,
right,
thank you.
Um,
Appreciate that.
it was me.
We're taking a promotional picture right
okay,
now.
it was me. Just
See ya, Billy.
you know,
See you
I'm
later.
gonna go into this rant. We have too many group chats.
Agreed.
Yesterday, a new one got. Yesterday, a new one got created.
Which one?
Berlin
the
2026.
Berlin lads
Ah.
trip. Which
Berlin.
why Berlin and why are we doing a lads trip?
We're already going to Italy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought we were going Italy.
Wait, why
Why
we going Italy?
Berlin?
Hasn't been sorted, but-
Italy hasn't
It was
been
very,
sorted.
very
Next
briefly
year.
talked about with Joe, where
Yeah.
we're like Italy. Fuck
Italy.
yeah.
And I'm so down. But why we have too many group chats? It's gotten to the point where like
Come on, guys, Russia 2027. Let's go,
Yeah,
guys.
Russia 2027.
Russia
No, but
2027.
we had too many group chats. It's
Uzbekistan 2028.
I knew it was like crazy when you have like we have our big group chats and then it's another group chat based on that big group chat with these people and then
Literally, some group chats are like the same people, but like
yes
Yeah.
2 people
are not
removed.
there.
I don't
And
know.
I'm like
Fake
and it's
friends.
you know why I hate it? It's because every time I go for a walk and I come home or during the walk I open my phone and there's like 10 notifs and it's like these 5 different group chats, either somebody yapping about something stupid, reels, or yeah, and I hate I hate it.
Fair.
I hate having like huge waves of notice. It's so bad that I'm thinking about spending a day without using my phone
No, fair. That'd be
Well,
completely.
that'd be good.
Um,
I think you should.
yeah, but getting drunk was fun again, especially here. And I didn't throw up this time.
Yay! So you just got that
Mm.
fun.
Yay, that fun side.
Oh.
I talked to a random guy
You did. You did.
named Hayden and Ben. I came up to them and I was like, "What's your favorite album?"
Fair.
And they both told me album.
He said "Slippery When Wet" by Bon Jovi.
And
Oh.
yeah, and the other one was Creek something. And then we talked about Queen. I was like, "Oh yeah, I love Queen."
And
they're
then
my favorite
you
band."
guys just started singing Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yes.
and it was clear that you thought it was going to finish after the first verse.
Yeah, but
I
he
was-
kept
yeah,
on
I was
going.
concerned
And I was
about
like,
how long
okay.
it was going on for.
Yeah, and then we talked about how much we hated Ava Max, shit singer.
I don't know Ava Max.
Hold
Well,
on, I
good.
think I know Ava Max. Is she the one
She's-
that?
she's
that-
like-
Oh, she's sweet bird psycho.
Yes,
That one.
she.
Oh.
I hate her. But yeah, that was me being drunk last Wednesday.
That's
Wow,
pretty
good.
that's
Um,
good number 9.
Good
Fred?
way to end second year.
I was
Fred,
just thinking
get a
because I do have a story, but I also, speaking of countries, right, and stuff like with
Mhm.
lads trip and all that. There's
That
I have a
last
selection.
Let me
of-
tell you, that last trip won't happen. My prediction.
I feel like if you get the right people who are motivated enough to get the money to go on it,
I'm not
it would.
motivated enough to go Berlin.
Well, then you don't
Italy,
have to do
yes.
Like the thing is that the I've got a selection of countries I want to go to
Same.
after uni, right?
Mm.
So, here's my list.
Go on.
America.
Fair.
Fair. I've never been to
I
the
wanna go.
mainland U.S.
So good.
You've been, yeah.
I want to go to New
I
York.
fucking love it. I fucking love
Mm.
America. Finland.
Okay.
I've been to Helsinki airport. That's about it.
Fair enough. I want to do rally racing in
Oh, I
Finland.
know you
That'd
do.
be cool.
Mm.
Latvia.
Cool.
Latvia.
Mm.
That's unusual.
Uzbekistan is one of them as well.
Really?
It's because they've got the Silk Road.
What's that?
It was like a
Road of
during the
Silk.
Mesopotamian Empire, they had a transport system where they transport really expensive goods up
Mm.
across the country, basically.
Hmm.
So I want to go and see that, and they got all the really cool temples and bazaars and stuff.
Yeah.
Albania.
Ah,
Because another
Is
one.
that because of the
Brad,
Sex
Brad.
Prince?
That's because of Sex Prince of Albania. Yeah.
Brad.
Sex
our
Prince of
friend
Albania.
Brad.
Brad
You
Colabani,
never
Sex
met
Prince of
Brad, I
Albania.
think.
I love that guy. He's great. He's my
Oh.
best mate from back home.
He's Albanian.
Yeah.
Oh, does he live there?
No,
he lives in
England.
Bristol.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
But-
Albania to Bristol.
Yeah.
I feel bad for
Right.
that guy.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Upgrades, people, upgrades. I mean, it's not
Okay.
really much of an upgrade, Bristol, but there we go. What's it called? So I said America,
Yeah.
Japan.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Home country. Let's go.
Let's go.
Japan represent.
Australia,
I
New
wanna go to Australia
Zealand.
too. New Zealand would
Yeah,
be banging.
New Zealand would be sick.
Want to go to Lord of the Rings land.
Lord of
Hobbit
the
land.
Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. South Korea is on there as well.
Not North?
No, not North.
Ah, why not?
I don't know.
Gee They do it differently in the North.
Yeah, they do it differently.
North
Anywhere else
side.
in the fucking world.
Yeah, that's why you should go.
I want to go to Chongqing in China as well. That's
What?
another one.
Why
What-
Chongqing?
yeah.
Because they've got
specifically?
trains that go through buildings.
Oh, I
Oh,
know
they do
what
that
it
also in
is.
Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
they've got a really cool light
Yeah.
city there as
Ah,
well.
fair.
So
I would go to China too. I've
and
been,
Hong Kong.
I've been to Hong Kong.
Oh,
I went
yeah.
to. Did I tell you I went to school there for like 2 weeks?
No, yeah, you did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That is sick.
Because Tokyo got fucking swept up by a tsunami.
Oh, God,
Oh,
yeah, that
yeah.
was cray cray.
Yeah.
But number 8.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Do you have a
Uh,
lads holiday experience
At a pub.
at a pub?
At a pub.
A pub?
ooh.
At a pub.
I'm just trying to think. Well, the most one that just comes to mind was just a really weird experience of meeting Joe Cooper for the first time
Oh, yeah?
because
Why so?
it was just like we're in the Raven.
Joe Cooper, nice guy. Really like the guy.
Yeah.
He's a
Love Joe
cool
Cooper.
fella.
It was just
Cool time.
we're talking about how like the way I'm introduced to him is I'm like, oh, how are you? Then then people go, you remember the schizophrenic guy, Tornado?
Oh.
You know how he's always constantly talking about how he wants to kill someone. That's the guy that he wants
I
to
caught.
kill.
In
And
bar?
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I
was
think I
like,
remember, yeah.
Oh,
That
right. And I was
saga
like, nice to
was-
meet you, nice to meet you. And this guy's like fucking Batman, you know. He got
Yeah.
the Joker after him and shit,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, fair play. And then we immediately, and then Maddie was like, let's play Mafia. And I was like, what? Okay, so now I'm playing Mafia with basically Bath Batman, right? So I'm like, okay, fair play.
Something's in the way.
And then, like, after all that's done, he was like a really sound guy. But every so often, he just leaves, dad calling me.
You should probably take it.
I ain't answering that phone.
All right. Don't take it.
I
guess.
ain't answering that phone.
But back to Joe Cooper.
So Joe Cooper, he
All right.
um,
Continue.
so what happened with Joe was he every so often on my Instagram feed, I'll see
He does this with me as
He
well.
does it with
Wow.
James as well. If you look on his Instagram note, he'll put a song that
Oh,
he thinks
yes.
that person either listens to or like is a theme song for them or something.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And then
Oh my
puts
God.
their name underneath and then the number to track how many times he's done
I
it.
might think he's
Yeah.
on James Man 4.
I've
He's
d-
on Fred the Film Guy 4 and he
I've
put
done that
Park
once.
Life for Fred the Film Guy 4. Yeah.
Don't you remember when I put Across the Sea and I've said Fred's song right now?
Yeah, that was actually hilarious. I've got a nice one.
Yeah.
Weezer's good music.
But
to be
speaking
fair.
about meeting Joe Cooper,
Yeah, that
what's
was-
like the craziest people you've met at a pub? Like the most random guy ever, and you're like, oh,
I mean, obviously, you got your boy from the Bell,
which boy?
the man, the myth, the one.
Rupert?
Oh,
Rupert.
I saw him last
Mr.
Friday.
Rupert. Love that guy.
I love Rupert.
He's there every.
Every
Every week,
day.
every week. I love him. Like
Yeah.
I almost got want to put him at number 7.
Yeah,
just,
just Rupert.
Just Rupert.
Just
There
Rupert.
are just people that go to the same pub for years and years, and it's like, what is their backstory?
And the Bell
Like,
is one.
Why
of
do
them.
they?
The
go?
Bell is
The-
one.
I think for
Like-
top. I think for number 7, I want to put Rupert.
Yeah.
That's fair.
we're on which one are we?
So
yeah, no, we're on number 7.
n-
I've
number
got
7
no
Rupert. But
Niche Fred Law. Here
Oh, yeah, I
for-
do
so.
Okay, for number 6 this is. Okay.
oh, we're powering
Number
through
6.
these.
I'm
No,
gonna
we're
s-
actually on
yeah.
time though. We're
Yeah.
on time.
So, number 6, right? There is a secret pub in Alveston that only people who live in Alveston know about it, right?
Yeah.
And that's my hometown. I'd say
Yeah.
Thornbury
Yeah.
because it's nearby, but Alveston is like
Are
a...
you fine doxing yourself?
Yeah, I'm chill.
Alright.
I don't fucking care. Like, what are they going to do? I know where you live. Yeah, joke's on you, I do as well. Fucking hell. You know? But yeah, no, what's it called? There's like a secret pub that no one knows, and you have to go down a bridle
Wait, is
path
it the
to
pub
get
that
to it.
I went that one time when I was in Alveston?
The Fox. Yeah,
All right.
that's the
I've
secret
been there.
one.
It's a
Yeah,
nice
you've been.
pub.
It
That's
is.
so
It is.
cool.
Why is it
And it's
secret?
just because no one knows about it other than people who live in Alveston.
Other
know
than
about
the
it.
people
Like,
listening
if
Is
you-
it
now.
if
not
you-
even on the map?
It's not even on the
No.
map. I'm not even
Off the
joking.
grid.
It's off the grid, right? It's like Kanye. We off
Yeah,
the
the
grid,
grid.
But yeah, no, what's it called? We shouldn't have quoted that.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, what's it called? Like if you ask anyone in Thornbury about it, they couldn't tell you where it is. They don't know where it is. Ask anyone from Ulverston, not to be confused with Alveston. Ulverston about it, they go, I don't know what that is. It's only people in Alveston know about this pub, right?
Yeah.
And we go, and what happened was I took Dan Horn there, and I took Boris there once, and they liked the pub so much that we made our own little separate 3-person group chat
Oh yeah.
Mm.
that we used to talk in like daily, basically to each other, called the Fox group chat.
Oh, I remember the
that-
Fox group
Yeah,
chat.
and that was like how because that was like the precursor to the Spectrum Squad.
I remember
we
the
were
Fox.
we were the OG3, the Fox
Wow.
group chat. But then it started getting bigger because we had like Wizard James, Brad Colabarni,
Yeah.
Sex Prince of Albania.
Yeah.
Like who else?
Joe Wiles.
Joe Wiles, Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lily.
Lily. Yeah.
That's a-
you as well. Who else?
Yeah. I'm in that group
And
chat.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you never talk in there, like ever.
I don't use WhatsApp in general.
It's just fun. Like, I mean, oh well.
That's I'm
I'm
I
trying
want to go
think,
back to a bit more
and my
about
brother
Rupert as well.
My
Yeah.
brother
What about
as well.
Rupert?
I just think because for number 8, all we said for people who may or may not be listeners, number 8, Rupert.
Rupert.
Number 7, I want to go like he's just this guy,
Herb. Sorry, my
and
bad.
he whistles.
He does.
Oh yeah.
So
He
loudly.
comes in on the
So
second
loud.
set. Every time he
He
dances,
never hits the first set.
Oh,
he
does he
never.
not?
never.
Oh.
And we,
You'll notice it next time you go.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there's a reason why.
Why? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He has to drive in.
He
He
drives
Right.
there, and then he has pints, and then he drives back
Yeah.
home. So
He always
guys,
catches me when I'm dancing. He's like, "Good moves." I'm
He
like,
does,
"Thank
doesn't
you."
he?
he does that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then he,
every
like,
time he
talks about
dances, he just jumps and like,
His favorite
Yeah.
movie's Blade Runner.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that, and yeah, he's just
And he said
Yeah, every
after
week.
every song, everyone's clapping, and he whistles
Like,
so loudly
piercing.
that he
So loud.
overpowers the sound of the band,
Yeah.
overpowers the,
The
sound
whistler.
of the. He's just
And
so
every
loud
time
when
the
he
band
whistles.
ends, he always asks for one more song or something like that.
He always starts
'cause
the
he's
one
always-
more song chant.
because he's always appears only for the second set.
He always starts the one more song
Yeah.
chant, and he almost always gets one more song. He's my go. He's my go.
Last
Yeah.
Wednesday, actually, funny enough, it was like me and Rupert, and there was this guy that said, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm right next to you two. This is the Bell Trio.
What?
Like I'm with you and you. I can't wait to spend the night dancing with you guys." And I'm like,
You're a celebrity at the Bell.
yeah, apparently I am.
Yo.
I'm a Bell character now.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
he'd be
Yeah.
dancing like Tingle at the front, you know.
Yes.
You do.
Can I talk
That's
about
sick.
a band that I really like?
Oh,
from
absolutely.
Yes.
I was going
Bell?
to say, Joe, you go next for
I've
number
got
5.
A band.
This is number
Joe.
5, right?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it Diddy Swag?
No, that's
No.
higher up,
No,
higher
we'll
up.
save that for later.
Say that.
But this one that was performed like I think first year.
Oh, yeah.
It's called the Tuta Tribe or something, and it does like Brazilian
music?
samba rock type music, and it was really good because I remember they performed like featured songs like Bella
Mm.
Ciao.
Oh,
The-
no, yeah, they
the
did like
first song.
covers.
I
Yeah,
think
they
I
did
remember.
covers, and they also did "Creep" by Radiohead.
No,
was
no, I remember these
so
guys.
good. Yeah, it was so. I love like samba and like salsa type of music. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was one that I really enjoyed. And like yeah, there was this other one, that did like a samba type of music. But yeah,
Oh, yeah, I remember those guys. They
The
were
Crew.
good, weren't they?
yeah, they like dressed up so cool as well. And
They were really
yeah,
good.
Cool vibe. I think I've
Yeah.
still got the sticker on my laptop. But
Nice.
yeah,
I always love it when they give away like stickers on merch.
Oh yeah. I still have
Mhm.
this sticker from
Did he
that jellyfish band.
Oh, the Jellyfish Band. They
Yeah.
were pretty cool.
They're pretty good.
so many cool ones.
I think if I had a time machine, I'd love to just go back to every band that's played at the Bell and like tier rank them.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
You know the I want to go back to the hate crime one.
Oh my god, that's gonna be next. That's gonna be
okay.
next.
What?
That's gonna be
Yeah.
next. But there was, I just think, I always like the Bell because it's clear. You watch the band, you always leave and you go, they were good.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
always very, very obvious when you know you've gotten a band that's an S tier. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's unspoken thing, but when you leave and you know you've seen an S tier band,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
Yes.
like who will be mentioned
It
later.
resonates with you,
Yeah.
and you always have that memory of that band.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it's like the people as well. Like
Yeah, entirely.
And
when
the
when
people.
everyone's like doing like dancing together and
Yeah.
like clapping together.
It's the crowd control.
Like I
Yeah,
remember
it's so amazing.
one of the craziest memories of me at the Bell was like I was in the middle of the dance and I was just looking everywhere, and everywhere you would see people dancing like it was a club. Like you saw people upstairs like hitting a huge wave of people dancing. You saw like right behind you a huge crowd. It was
it
like
was amazing.
packed
Yeah.
like crazy. And I was like, this is like it's a pub, but it feels like we're at a club right now.
I
And
know.
Yeah, as
That's
Bath
when-
doesn't have that many
good clubs.
good clubs.
The Bell
The
is the
Bell
best.
is
The Bell
just
has
a
that
great
energy.
place. I've
It
like
has that energy.
told everyone. I was like, "Come to the Bell." My mom's been.
No, we need to
my sister's been.
keep. I mean,
a little bit maybe.
like my friend Ben says, culturally conserve the Bell instead of gay.
Cultural conservation.
True,
Yeah,
I like
uh,
showing the love with the Bell. The Bell's
Yeah,
great.
but sometimes there's too many people.
No, agreed. Agreed.
You know,
actually.
and
That's
sometimes there are too many of the wrong people. There's people that just stand there
Mm.
and just take up space. And like I said before, when I see those people, I want to
Elite-
cut
elite-
their legs.
elite circle needs to be invited to that
People-
place.
Yeah.
People have commented like, "Why are you always in the front dancing?" I'm like, "Cause I don't want to stand in
Yeah.
the back and just
Yeah,
I don't
damn
know.
right.
I don't want to stand behind walls.
go outside."
You want to see the music, want to hear
Yeah,
the
like
music
right
when
in
you're
front.
with the crowd.
Well,
literally
I
almost
some-
fall on the instruments.
Literally.
I've seen it. Yeah,
Yes, I start at the back and then come to the front.
you got so much really more
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah, come to the back and the front. Number 5.
All right, I'm gonna.
All right, number.
No,
Hey,
this is
Chrome.
number 4, isn't it?
I've got a number
Damn.
4.
I'll let you
Go
go.
ahead,
All right,
Fred.
go for.
So,
Because the hate crime was.
have I
top
told you about Jack Woodward?
Jack
Woodward.
Woodward.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, if I haven't, this is like, okay. Basically, this is outside of uni law, right?
Okay.
It's December-ish time, I think,
Yes.
and we've all gathered at the pub, right? And this is mainly Dan and Boris's year group, but they're all having a reunion sort of thing because I was in the year below them, right? But we all went to the same secondary school, right?
Yeah.
And I'm there and I'm chatting with everyone. I know most of them. I'm a pretty friendly acquaintance with everyone. And, I'm chatting away and all that. And they're all going, they're having all their remember when conversations and stuff and going, oh, remember when that happened? You weren't fucking there. So it's just sort of like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
bro. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
yeah.
remember that,
Yeah.
But what's it called? Jack rocks up. And Jack
Mr.
has had
Woodward.
a bit of Mr. Woodward had a very interesting track record at the school of being probably one of the most autistic people at the school. Like
Okay,
he
oof,
was.
autism. I thought you were about to say something else.
No, he was fucking mental though. And
What
when
would you do?
Yeah.
like the best way to describe it is that he'd bring in a new fruit every day, sometimes a whole pumpkin, and
Stop.
smash it on the floor. And then he'd say he was in a fruit smashing mood. Okay. This man, what
Why
else
do I
was he
see
doing?
myself doing that?
Yeah,
That's
no, it's
harsh.
just like fucking.
That's
But
harsh.
he did it every day,
Oh my god.
like consecutive. It became a problem.
So he's always in a fruit smashing mood.
Yeah, and one time, there's like, you've been outside the front of my secondary school, right? You know how there's that big long stretch of road outside the front
Yeah.
where that used to be rammed with cars, where people would be trying to collect their kids and shit, right?
Mm.
Jack would lie in the middle of the road so no
What?
cars could get by. He'd just lie in the road. Jack was fucking mental.
What the teachers would run
Yeah.
out and be like, "It's
Yeah,
Jack again."
Jack just fucking. They were like, Jack, get out the road, get out the road, Jack. He's saying like this on the floor, like he just won't move.
Oh my
Turned into be a dead man.
Yeah, and one time he like
Right.
climbed into a bush and stuck his head out and just started going, yeah, yeah, like that, right? He was just, he was fucking mental. Anyways, when he turned up, he is now studying for a law degree.
Oh.
Wow.
And he looked
Lore?
and everyone
Oh,
Wow.
law.
law, right? And he looked like he like just
A
he
degree.
pulled all his shit together basically, and he turned up. I was like, "Oh, Jack, how are you?" And he was like, "Oh, very good. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Yeah," like that. And I'm like, the thing is that like everyone else around the table were neurotypical. They just thought he just went back to normal, right? He's just a normal guy now. I knew he was masking. Like 100%. He was like so clearly masking because he was sat at the table like, yeah, I just really like law, yeah, it's just
Make
great
theory
and all
about
that. And I'm like,
Ah.
that is not Jack Woodward. That is just like what people think Jack Woodward's like now. So it's me, Dan, and Boris, and Dan's ex now. We drive Dan and his ex back to his house
Mm.
in the car after the pub. And then after we get to the end of Dan's road and we're driving away to drop Jack and Boris off, Jack sat in the back of the car. Boris is sat in the
Oh, I
passenger
love
seat.
this story.
And then I just hear "What are you doing?" like that from the back, and I was like, now
Jack
we got Jack
Woodward.
Woodward. like that.
What like made him snap out?
Yeah, good question.
I think it was because he didn't want to act like weird in front of like anyone
Yeah, that he
Okay.
doesn't know.
considered
okay.
his mate,
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
thing.
Fair enough.
And then he then went on a full rant where he said that he was a member of the Labour Party and he said he was going to shoot his voters. right? He then said that he was going to skin Boris's uncle and wear his uncle's skin around like a coat. And then he went on about YIF, which is furry porn, for ages and saying about how he like all the time. And I'm like, oh my! And he said that he's actually secretly a polar bear.
He just carried on.
Yeah, he just
Carried
kept
on.
going in like his vampire voice, as
Oh,
Boris described
oh
it,
my
going,
God.
"Yes, I like YIF and people. I'm gonna shoot all my voters." like that.
Schizophrenic madman is
It's just
talking.
like-
Listen
Have
and
you
learn.
met him?
I've never met Jack Woodward.
He is like hard to come by, and then he just kept going and going, and then Boris just kept on going. Well,
a
the
shaggy
thing is,
Pokemon."
Jack is like, you just need to like be a bit quiet, and then he
You sound
just
like Paul
grabbed
McCartney.
his neck and just started
Fucking
strangling
hell.
Boris from the back of the car. And Boris didn't do anything; he just kept on talking, just like.
I wish that was filmed.
Yeah, and I was just
Honestly.
like, I'm trying to drive the car, like, what the fuck's going on? Like, and then we get back, like, we're near his house, and I'm like, oh, just let me know when we need to drop you off near your house, man, because he literally lives in the middle of nowhere. Like, you know how Boris lives in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
Jack's somehow even more in the middle of nowhere, right? And then what happens is basically we're driving down literally just a country lane in the middle of a forest, right? We're just driving. And then Boris starts yapping again. And he's like, well, the thing is I quite like Dead by Daylight and all
It
this.
sounds
And then,
like Paul McCartney in your
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
like that. And then you just hear Jack in the back snap at him and go, "Be quiet!" like that. And then we just go, "What's that about?" And then he goes, "I must leave." And then he had like a trench coat on.
I
and he
must
slang
leave.
his trench coat around like a vampire, like that, and opened the back door of the car whilst I'm going 40 miles per hour, and then rolled out the
He
back
really
of
did
my
a tuck and
car.
roll.
He did a tuck and roll out the back of my car. Car door shuts. I like literally emergency brake. I turn around and I just see him disappear into a bush. I've
No.
not seen him since.
No.
I've not seen that man since.
Bloody
Damn.
hell.
This is not
crazy.
one
That's
in the
not a
top
human.
10, but
He
I
is
just
not a human.
remembered. I just remember one great pub moment was when we went to the Royal Oak and had that band that Goth Ryan knew.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was dancing like so crazy that the lead guitarist was like,
I remember.
"Everybody's great, but you're a fucking maniac."
I remember
And
he
it's
also did a song, and it was like, whoever's birthday it is
Yeah.
called Joe, and I'm like, what? My
Yeah.
birthday's the next day. What?
Yeah.
I was so confused.
But
I
that
thought
night, was crazy, and I was
That was so fun.
He
mad.
gave you a high five, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but that was honorable.
I like
mention.
that story. But
That was
what
a
is not an honourable
Fascinating
mention?
story.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Vilgot do number 3 because me and Vilgot
Oh, yeah.
experience this. Joe, I'm going to let you do number 2. We'll do honourable mentions and then we're going to do number 1, which I think I know what I want.
So number
Okay.
3, this was like when I started going to the
This was
Bell.
one of the.
This was end of first year. I start.
Are these yours?
No, I think
Are they Billy's?
no. Oh no, these are mine.
All right.
Okay,
Cool.
just double check.
What was it? Yeah. So I was. This was when I started going to the Bell. Like 3rd or 4th week I've been there.
Yeah, quite early.
This was during summertime, so it wasn't crowded and not much people. And then it ended up just me and James, and there was this Canadian band, and they were dressed like a marching band. They had nice red like.
That was very cool. It was very
Yeah,
cool.
they're-
We were like,
And
oh, look at this.
they were like this band that had gimmicks. They would have like they would play funny characters and stuff and like
Cool.
do funny activities. And then at one point in the set, they go,
For this next song,
for this next song, listen closely to the words.
yeah,
Listen closely to the words.
Okay.
So me and James are like, okay.
maybe it's gonna be like some
We're
clever
talking-
rhyming or something.
And they start playing the song, and then they say, "We sell knickers."
Me and Vilgot
Oh.
just stare at each
then-
other.
And we hear that, and me and James literally just turn around and just go, like pog face
Yeah.
towards each other. And then they said, "We sell knickers," and they showed the underpants and all that stuff. And
And then me and Bill got super serious. Go, oh
yeah, and we had a big whiff
Yeah,
of
but-
relief. And I said to James, "I'm so glad that's what they meant, because I was never gonna show up to this pub again."
Do you think they meant like they were supposed to?
They were selling
Kinda
women's
hidden.
underwear.
Okay.
Yes, they actually
Knickers.
sell knickers. They were really listen closely to the word, Fred.
It's women's underwear.
Yeah.
But it was because
You saying it with an American accent does
Yeah,
not help
and
it.
they had a
They had
Canadian
an
accent.
American accent
They
as
had an
well.
American
Canadian,
accent
yeah.
too. That's why it
Oh my
fits up.
so they were
God.
like, we sell.
Knickers.
And we just looked at each other because we genuinely thought we witnessed a hate crime on
Oh,
stage.
wait, yeah.
In their nice
In their
red-
little nice Canadian outfit.
all
we were like,
white, all white
All
band,
white bands.
all white band.
All
That-
white
that-
band dressed up like Confederate soldiers.
What? Yeah,
Yeah.
and one guy, the main guy had a like a nice
Oh,
mustache.
wow.
And then we were
Oh,
like, thank
God.
God. And then
Oh,
they did
thank
it
God.
again at the end of the
Yeah.
second set. But we knew it now, but I still felt uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
singing
then
along.
one of the band members like by accidentally flashed the crowd with his nuts. He did that because he had small shorts.
I'm glad I did not go.
Uh,
That week.
no,
He got flashed and Bell got
yeah, it
hate
was
crimes.
It was
Same night at the same pub.
What type of music was it?
What
Did they
type of music
perform?
I don't know. It
Yeah.
was like folk something. I know one time it
Oh,
was
gosh.
they were like, oh, let's do a tango dance, and you joined the tango.
The conga.
Conga.
They did a big conga
they
and
did
it
a
went
fun conga.
all around the building, outside
Yeah.
down the street.
Yeah,
What?
that was a
Really?
And then I joined it. I was in the big conga.
that
Hells
yeah.
yeah.
That was a fever dream of a
That
band.
was a
Bell goes to actually good bands and then fever dream
Yeah,
bands.
there's no in between. There's either that or
And
that.
the
yeah.
But I think the Fever Dream ones are so fun.
It's when the
So
fever
fun.
dream and good band mix. That's when
you get your.
that's when you
That's
get
when you get the
And
band that we're
yeah.
gonna mention in a bit.
in a bit.
And then like the crowd slowly like realizes.
Oh, this
Yeah.
is
and
what
they
we're
all
gonna.
like slowly like come together and it's like.
And the
great.
energy gets up and up.
Yeah.
and
Like a
up.
Beatles song, come together.
Dun, dun,
Come
dun,
together
right
now. But yeah,
Over
that,
me.
that happened.
That was a good night.
Uh, I'm so glad I didn't get hate crime.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Joe, you want to do number two?
Yeah. Another funny memory I have from the Bell is when my mum came for the first time.
Your mom was at the Bell.
Yeah, it was like in first
You're
year.
bringing your whole family to the
Yeah.
God damn.
Rightfully so. Rightfully
Yeah.
bloody so.
favorite place. And yeah, she was so excited to go, and like I talked about it, and my sister was there as well. And as soon as we first arrived at the door, my mum was like called me and my sister and was like, and she picked up a packet of weed that was like
What?
left on the next to the door, like literally as soon as she got into like the Bell. And I've got
Who's
photo
just leaving
evidence.
that out and about?
Crazy. I don't know,
Somebody,
but she,
somebody who wants to have a good time.
yeah.
But then you just, why would you just like forget that? Leave that out and about?
I don't know. He was too high.
Maybe.
Yeah, it
I
was
I
crazy
I
though.
just don't
Feeling
know.
feeling drunk and high.
This
So
is what she
high. So
found.
high.
Right next to
Damn.
the door.
Who kept the kush?
We were gonna keep it. No, I'm kidding. we were like, we left it back down and like,
Come on.
like literally
Should've
like
used
1
it.
minute later, gone.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So someone
Maybe Rupert.
was lucky.
Yeah, probably
Maybe
Rupert.
Rupert.
My goat, my goat,
But
my
yeah,
goat.
like anyway, the music was really good. But yeah, that was just a
Wow.
Just
crazy.
finding a bag of weed.
Yeah, crazy memory.
Remember that? Wait, it was at Grapes, but wasn't it like one time we had a suspicion that people were taking coke there?
Did we?
We should talk about Oscar when he was.
Oh wait, when he was that. That
Oh.
night. That's yeah. Let's go to honorable mentions.
When was
That
the
would give
time
me-
when we were convinced people were doing coke? Was that?
It's like
it was
yeah,
at the grapes.
it was at Grapes. It was me, Oscar. I think Harley was there, and I think it was Harley or somebody who came out to the bathroom and he was like, "I think I saw people do drugs."
No.
and then,
yeah.
and then Oscar was like, "Oh, really?" And he went to the bathroom. He actually had needed to go piss, but when he went out to the bathroom, he rubbed his nose. And we're
No,
like,
yeah, I
"Oscar,
remember.
what happened?" He's like, "What do you mean?"
No, yeah, I remember that.
No, that was no. So honorable mention.
Honorable mentions.
I specifically remember that day because Oscar one time at a house party was like, I'm gonna predict people when they're gonna meet their special someone,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
and he I forgot the date, but he was like, Vilga, you're gonna meet yours at like November 20th.
It was like February something. wasn't
Mine
it?
was February, I think, when
No-
I was in
oh, yeah.
Paris.
Oh
But
yeah.
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 Yeah. So
And-
yours was November.
And
for
yours
example.
was March, something. And I was like, oh, November 20th. And I check it, and it's a Wednesday at the Bell. So we go there that day. Oscar,
This is
Oh,
the big
yeah.
one. This is the one we were all like,
I
oh my god,
meet-
we all got to be at the
yeah,
bar for this.
everybody's gonna be at the Bell. I meet Oscar, and he has been day drinking
Oh my
with
gosh,
that
yeah.
with her friend Harrison, and he's like, yeah, it's the special live Vilga. I'm like,
You didn't get
yeah,
to meet his
yeah.
special someone.
And then we went at the Bell. The band was great. During the band playing, there's videos of Oscar holding 2 pints and like dancing with the empty glasses and stuff.
I've never seen that man move as much as I did
Yeah,
and dance
when he was that drunk. And then
until that night. Yeah.
band done. Didn't meet someone because I was kind of mainly focused on looking after Oscar. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want him to go crazy. And after that band, he's like, labs. And he starts sprinting everywhere on his way to the labs. And the rest of the night became me and Sam chasing after him or picking him up and trying to prevent him to go to labs. And then during that, he would be like, I want some ecstasy. I
To the
want some
security
ketamine.
guards, I swear.
Oh, yeah, at one point. Yeah, he did make it into the queue. Remember, he made it into the queue and they said no. And then he puts on his sunglasses,
And his
comes
big
back.
coat.
comes
With
back, and he's
sunglasses.
like, guys, it's not me. And he got rejected again. And then he wanted to go to another club, but then we said no,
Mm,
rightfully. And then we all got back home. I think I helped you tuck him
you
in
dead.
and get him some water.
Now he's barred from Bell.
Is he
No.
actually?
No,
No.
he's barred from Velo.
He's not barred though.
He's
is
not
he?
bu-
He's
no,
been back.
He's
They
back.
kicked him that one time, but that was only because he was
Yeah.
eating outside food. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
allowed back in. It's not like he's a permanent ban. They just
No,
said
no.
if you're going to eat outside food, we're not going to let you in.
But yeah,
and-
that night was crazy.
Yeah. Fred, you got any honourable mentions?
Now I think about it, like I spend a lot of time at pubs.
At Mike.
At Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I spend a lot of time at pubs. I just can't really think of like anything just off the top of my
no,
head,
yeah.
sort of
that's
like.
very fair.
like-
Yeah, we all
It's like we
spend-
just go to socialise.
we all spend a lot of time to pubs, but it's like just nice comfort place.
To go and
and
socialise.
there's
Yeah,
rarely there's rarely in moments that stand out
Yeah, that's why Bell's so good.
because there's standout moments there.
But I'm gonna.
Like your birthday. That was good.
Oh,
That was a
that's
little
a,
honourable
that's a good
mention.
honourable mention. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let you,
that was
you
really
tell the
fun.
story.
I took a camera with me that night and I was like
Oh,
taking
yeah.
pictures of the Bell because it literally inspired like one of my projects that I've recently done about the Bell and like dancing and live music. And obviously that was a cool memory because it was James's birthday.
March 5th.
Yeah.
And we surprised him with cake, I think. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
surprised
I
him.
didn't know it that then.
Yeah, and then there were like 3 birthdays going on
I ate
at the same
that's the
time.
night I ate the candle for 50 for 15 pounds.
gosh.
Yeah.
Harley was meant to pay me 50, but I'm like, that's too much. I just ate a
You
candle.
ate a whole
50
candle.
The whole thing.
Yummy.
And I shit talked your cake cutting.
You did. Yeah, there's a
No,
video
the
of me
cake
trying to
was
cut the
so
cake.
good, though.
And then you go, what the fuck is that when I'm trying to
Bro,
cut it and I don't know how to
because
cut
you
it.
didn't cut it from
I
the
didn't.
center.
To be fair, you're right.
It was off center.
I agree with you on that
But
one. I
yeah.
was bad at
It
that.
was a very fun and
That was a
Everyone
fun
was
night,
there.
night.
It was
though.
because everyone was there.
Everyone was
there.
there.
That was
you.
Even people
Yeah,
that never
thank
went to
you.
the Bell.
I was why I think that was one of my favorite band nights. Is just because not just because it was my birthday, it was because you've got different tiers of Bell. You've got people who are there every week. I'm talking Bill
Me.
got Joe, me, Sam, etc.
yeah.
You got your sometimes there. That's your Jacks. That's
Yeah,
your
Jack O'Connor.
that's just
yeah.
Harleys. Your Ethans, your Dukes.
Yeah.
You've got your and then you've got your never theirs, where it's like if they're there, it's why are they doing that?
What?
Yeah, the guy who's on his phone.
You got Fred, you got and then you've got
Ben
like,
Bolt.
Ben Bolt. Yeah, I'm really happy he turned up actually.
Yeah, he.
And
turned
then
up
you've
for
got
that.
like your Emily's and Cara's, people who are almost never there. But it was everybody was there. It was
Yeah.
really, really nice
I
just to
captured
see
some cool moments.
just to
yeah.
see everyone there. It was really nice. And
Mm.
that was a good pick
we
actually.
speaking of top 10 moments, we haven't really talked about Velo
I was gonna say
because that's another
I was
pub
going to
we
say for my honorable
frequent.
mention, it was the first quiz night. As we
Mm.
find out that there's a
Oh,
quiz.
yeah,
That
that
was
was
so
so
fun.
fun.
I remember the second quiz. I think I went to the second one.
I think you did,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I remember Oscar just got a massive cob on whilst we were playing whilst we were
The
doing
quiz.
the quiz.
Yeah.
And basically I said, like, one of the questions was like, what's the longest river in Asia? And I said the Yangtze.
Oh yeah.
And Oscar throughout the whole game was saying, don't shout the answers, otherwise they're gonna know. They're gonna know, aren't
Yeah.
they? Like that. And I was like, okay. So I told him at room volume the Yangtze, and because I didn't shout it at him, he didn't hear it. So he
Oh,
put the
no.
Yangtze. And I said, I told you it's the Yangtze, right? And you put the Yangtze. And then Maddie went, yeah, it's not right.
When
And then
we were
Oscar went
marking
over
it.
and started shouting at Maddie, going, no, it is right, it is right, it is, like that. And then
Whoa.
she went, no, it's the Yangtze, not the Yangtze. And I was like, that's what I said, Oscar. And then he sat down and went, it's all your fault, Fred, honestly. You could have told me that. You
This
could
is
have told me.
David Brent type stuff.
And I was like, Oscar, I did tell you. Like that, you know?
And it's like David Brent. right,
Yeah.
During that one episode
Yeah.
where he loses the quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, quiz night. We haven't done that in a
The
while.
first quiz night we won a lemon.
That's what I was going to
Yes.
mention. It was in the
And-
loser of the Velo quiz night.
And we
Every week the loser wins a
Yeah.
lemon.
And
a lemon of
I
shame.
took a bite of that lemon.
Yeah, and he took,
Yeah,
and then
same.
we first night with our decent squad, we all lose. We're the last,
Yeah.
and we're all really happy because we got the lemon. Hooray!
Yeah.
And
hooray.
Bill got took a bite, but it was just a fun experience to be the
Yeah.
first time we were
Yeah.
there and we got the lemon.
The-
you know what I
there
mean?
was a second time where we were the last people, and I literally ate the whole lemon.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Everything. Peel, skin and all.
The whole lemon.
The whole lemon.
Alright
Whole
then.
lemon.
The whole lemon.
We get the spoon of shame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that in Thornbury there was a
Spoon of
there's a pub called the Anchor in Lower Morton,
Mm.
and it was a really rare crossover. It was me, Boris, and Mateus. Right, we all turned up to the pub because we heard Herb was playing in there. Right,
Oh, yeah.
Herb was
Yeah.
on his own separate team, so we joined in late. Right, so they'd already answered like half the questions. Right, so then. We all went in. I kept on using Google to look up the answers. Right. What's it called? Boris was just using pure guesswork, right? And he was getting all of it wrong. And then Mateus was just drawing stickmen on some of the answers, like a man getting shot, or some shit. And then by the end of it, we got one right, and it was Boris's one on the
One
most
right.
trivial one ever.
What was that?
It was like, what's the name of the Green Day song? And it was Holiday. And it was
What's the name of that one Green Day song? That only one.
that only one.
Out of all the discovery, that
I
one.
can't remember what the exact question was,
Yeah.
but it was like a Green Day question, and it was like Holiday or something.
Yeah.
And we were like, we got the spoon of shame, and we're like, I'm very happy with that. Then we went home and we played Super Smash Bros. To compete for the spoon of shame.
No.
And Mateus owns it at the moment, but me and Boris have to get it back off him at some point.
Cool.
Spoon.
I like that story.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
Just get it
say
in.
I think we move on to number one, and I'm gonna put in the suggestion as number one is Diddy Swag. Both times
Yeah.
we've heard them
Yes.
perform.
Well, I haven't been the second time.
I feel like both times were so good.
That's-
First time
mm.
was like really like amazing though. Like,
Yeah, no, because it was all new.
yeah.
But it was
Second time was amazing. That's the only time I've lost my voice
yeah.
after
because you were shouting too
I
loud.
was shouting like crazy.
It's this band. So the first set they've got like this. It's a
so,
long
yeah.
variety of music. So it's like a lot of different like disco and then some
Storytelling.
storytelling. But they've got this man in like a complete blue suit. Like a green screen man, but blue, and he's like in a top hat and like a jacket, and he's dancing. He's doing nothing except just like he's like
Dancing.
Bez from the Happy Mondays. He's just dancing, right?
Yeah, he's
And,
dancing.
It was hilarious. And then the second set,
No, during that Blue Man, he also brings out puppets.
yeah, he brings out puppets and props.
Bez from the Happy Mondays is a reference and a half.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, sorry.
And
Yeah.
Dude, your reference is out of control,
I
dude.
think, everyone knows. Everyone knows. But yeah, and then they bring out puppets and props for the songs.
Yeah.
But then the second act is where it gets real.
Oh,
good.
that's when the storyline
They've got a
kicks in.
story about
So
octopus
Octopus
taking
can
over the world.
Taking over the world.
And like,
At one point, he brings out the mic and he asks audience like, "Do you eat octopus?"
And then Rupert responded, "I got them myself. I fished them myself.
Yeah.
And I ate them
That
all.
man.
Yeah,
Guts and all."
it goes, and then he goes to Sam, and Sam just goes.
Yeah, Sam goes.
Yeah, and then he goes to me. I said, "Yeah, I eat your mom." Yeah, that.
And then then the stories like Diddy Swag, which is the name of the band, unfortunate name, all things considered, with today's
That
day and
and
age.
they mentioned that too.
Yeah, they mentioned the fact that their name is
Today.
Diddy Swag.
Yeah, they were like, "Our band name is Diddy Swag. It's not related to the other Diddy."
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and then it's about the octopus coming
Octopus
down.
coming down.
And then in the end of the story, the octopus wins and Diddy Swag die. But they do it in a funny way. It's there's this guy who's like just wearing a mustache, smoking a cigarette, and has
Yeah.
a wig on the entire act.
And blue glasses.
he doesn't
He looks
sing.
like John Lennon.
He doesn't sing.
Yeah.
He just stands there
Yeah.
and dances.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they put him under like a blanket. They get out like a wax model head or like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
mannequin
Like a
head,
mannequin head, yeah.
and then they punch it off of the blanket, like his head's just
Yeah.
come off, and that's how the set ends.
Yeah.
And they're just like the
And
end.
it's him fighting like another guy dressed up as,
As
like
an octopus.
a purple octopus.
we were all
and
screaming.
tentacles.
We're like, no.
Yeah, we all act like the
Yeah,
crowd.
that's why I lost my voice, because I was like, no.
And you had to get like invested in the
I
story, and
was
everyone was
screaming.
screaming at the
Yeah.
octopus,
Yeah.
screaming for Diddy Swag to win. And when they didn't, everyone just like, if you've never heard a pub just erupting that much
It's like
screaming.
it's like a mini play. It's like a mini opera.
It
at the
was.
Bell.
It was an hour
Yeah.
long. It was a
It was
45-minute
like-
opera.
It was like rap kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
drum
rap.
and
there's
bassy. They were
rap
from
stuff.
they were from Birmingham.
They're
Yeah,
brilliant.
they're
No, if you
Birmingham.
ever see,
Birms.
if you ever get the opportunity to go and
Brummy.
see Diddy Swag live, do it. That is my top fellas recommendation. Is
Diddy.
this is not
Diddy Swag.
sponsored. Just watch Diddy Swag. They're like my favorite live band.
Some people don't like them, but they're haters.
Yes.
Yeah, agreed. And I noticed a strange pattern because on the night we went, it was quite a good squad. Half of the people, almost 50-50, I'd say, half of them said that was the worst band they've ever seen,
Yeah.
and half of
Nah.
them said that is the best band that they'd
And
ever
you
seen. at
notice
the
that
pub.
the
Who's the people who said that they didn't like it? I
the
know
people
Billy
that
said.
weren't in the crowd.
The
It's
people
the
that
people in
see
the
the
sidelines.
production.
The
in
people
front
Yeah.
that sat down and were just talking, they hated it. They said it was the worst band they ever saw. If everyone that was down on the floor, getting engaged with the story, having a laugh, and just having a bit of a shits and
Having
giggles,
a
having a
laugh.
fun,
I think
all
but
said it was the
I
best
don't
band we've
understand
ever
that
seen.
the people that sit at the tables and talk, because the band is playing. So how do you speak when
yeah,
there's that loud of music
agreed.
in the sidelines?
Mm.
But
Joe, what do you think? You're team best, aren't you?
Yes.
Good.
No, that was such a good band. And like when we all came out, our ears were like ringing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just like
ringing, lost voice.
it was so good.
crazy.
Yeah. And like the music's still like
Yeah.
ringing in my head. Like it was so good.
It was
That.
when you're down on the floor, it was the best band you'd seen. If you
Yeah.
were up just sitting talking, it was the worst
I
band.
think they're getting
Even then,
really
it weren't
popular.
even bad.
Yeah,
So I don't.
Sam was saying that.
They were just confused by him. I think they were just taken aback and so confused.
I think it's because
Who-
they
who was
didn't.
it? Who,
What?
who was the people who didn't like it?
Uni
Billy,
Billy, Molly, Gilla, Oscar, Becky,
Molly.
and Molly. Yeah, but because they were sat, they weren't talking. They didn't come down to the floor. Everyone that went down to the floor, which was Joe, Vilgot, me, Sam, and Maddie,
The usuals.
all
but-
said that it was the
Those
best
are
band.
all the really stern people, though, that have like got not really a silly sense of humour, if you know what I mean.
Whoa.
That's a good point.
No,
actually.
Molly has quite a silly sense of humor.
Yeah, I know, but she
And-
doesn't go out of her way to exercise it a lot, if you know what I mean.
No, that's
Yeah,
fair. I
and,
think
maybe
Mm.
yeah, it's not
I,
that
can't-
kind of silly.
I feel like I'm shit talking Molly on the podcast
No,
right now. I know
it's
she's
not
gonna
that
listen
kind
to
of
this
silly.
episode,
It's not
but,
that
like,
kind of
Love you,
silly.
Molly.
Love you,
Uh,
Molly.
love you, Molly.
I don't. I'm kidding.
But to be fair, like I've had like Molly, you can hold like a really silly conversation with, but you can't really do silly things with, if you know what I mean.
No, that's fair.
Maybe
Yeah,
cut that from
it's
the
not. No,
podcast.
no, I'm not. I'm good. It's slapstick humor, and I think that's
Mm.
why we love the band, because we got that upfront seat of the slapstick.
No, fair. And it was very
Yeah.
much like I can see why say Gilla, Oscar, Becky wouldn't like it because that is not their sense of humor
No, slapstick is not
at
their
all.
humor.
Mhm.
But it was like if you're into that silly sense of humor
It's like-
and you're there on the floor engaging
It's
with
like
it, and
this.
just- yeah,
If you like Mr. Bean, you'll like Diddy Swag.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
Diddy Swag
get that vibe.
is the rock opera version of
Mr.
Mr. Bean.
It was just it's a case of you walk through that door and if you're trying to just be there and say I'm here for a drink, I'm an adult person, I'm a 20-year-old man,
Yeah.
and this is how I want to act. If you go through those doors and say for the next 2 hours I want to have a laugh, nobody's going to judge anybody. We
judgment.
are
No,
in for a
no
laugh.
judgment.
You will have the best possible time.
Yes.
But it's about going in with the mindset And with that being said, number one, Diddy
Diddy
Swag.
swag.
Hell yeah.
And I think
yes.
that's the list.
I've got
and
one
it-
more mention.
Oh,
Yeah, honorable mentions.
Just
get them out.
like after the experience of the bell,
Yes.
like going to the cheesy chips van
Oh,
and seeing
good
my
answer.
lovely besties
and
there,
getting that lollipop.
getting the lollipop, getting the cheesy chips with the tangiest garlic
No.
mayo, and walking home.
No, that's a good feeling too. But
It's
also the
such a
good
good
feeling is going
feeling.
to the Bell and then going to Grapes. Because
Yeah.
one of my favorite nights of year 2 was me and Jack, Bell first, then going to Grapes, then hearing that band. But not only hearing the Grapes band, but then they started playing Michael Jackson in the
Oh.
speakers. And me and him were just dancing there. At one point, we were dancing with the MILF. And then I was for some reason me and him we were downing random Asahis left over, and that was such a fun night. And then we got cheesy chips, and I was like, Jack, this is the best night ever.
I got one more
And
story.
so-
This is a little irrelevant, but it's about pubs. It was
Okay.
me and Jack. This is about Jack more than anything. Me and Jack were out. And
Jack is top 10 people to go to pubs with.
Jack's top
Hell yeah.
3 people
Oh,
to go
yeah,
to pubs
top-
with. Jack's top 3
top three.
people.
What, Jack O'Connor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's top 3 people to go with the pub with. He's so much fun. But we go in and we say, he goes, you want to go for a drink or something? I go, yeah.
Yeah.
So I grab myself a Pepsi. You grab himself a drink. One thing leads to the other, and we just end up in loads of different bars and pubs.
Yeah.
And then he's
That's
like,
how it starts. It starts simple, and then suddenly
He's-
you're in the middle of nowhere.
and then at the end of the day, he's wazzed, and some
Yeah.
guy just buys him a pint for no
Yeah.
reason, so he has to
Yeah.
down another pint on top of the one that he said was going to be his last one. We go to all these new places that we'd never been to before, and at the end of the day, we walk past the Apex Hotel, and we see a bunch of people in suits, and so we go
Ooh.
over and we go, "Excuse me, mate, what's going on in here?" Just out of curiosity, and it's like, "Oh, we've got like a big corporate party, black tie sort of thing, Great Gatsby
Ooh.
theme, Great Gatsby theme." And we're like,
Mm,
"Hold on a second.
Great Gatsby.
And then we have a laugh with this guy, and then me and him go, "You thinking what I'm thinking?" "Yeah, I'm thinking what you're thinking." So we walk through the hotel lobby. Everyone's in suits except for me and Jack, who look like crackheads off the street. And then we like, I'm surprised because we got into the party.
You just casually
We
strolled
just
in.
walked into the party. We're like, "Oh my god, where are we? This is a Great Gatsby themed black tie event, and here we are." So Jack sees like a wine glass. So he goes and reaches for the wine glass, and the security guy comes up to us. He's like, who are you guys with?" And then we don't know what to say. We're like,
Oh my
"Sorry, I didn't know
gosh.
what's going on here." He goes, "I'm gonna have to ask you to leave." And we're like, "Fair enough." And then he grabs us by the arms, and we're going out. We're trying to go out the front door again. He grabs us by the arm. We go down. He doesn't say a word, and he's dragging us round to this creepy ass back door, and we get thrown out the back entrance.
Oh my
Because
god.
we really thought that we're fucked, but we just got
Yeah.
kicked out the back entrance. And like when we were trying to go back out the front door, it's like, no, you're coming this way. And we really thought we were in the stink, but no, we just got thrown out the back door. And then there was an idea for a couple of minutes. The thought occurred to us: go back to Waterside, get changed into our suits, and try again.
To be
but,
honest, yeah, probably would have worked.
He got so drunk we didn't do that, but that was a good night. That was a really fun
I
night.
really
you know what I
wanna
think
crash
might
at
have
a
been
wedding.
going on in there? Because I don't know where I heard this from, but I know for a fact that sometimes in Apex hotels they have like a really big orgy in there.
What?
I'm not joking.
Where
I'm
did you
not
hear
joking.
that?
I'm not joking.
Where did you hear
I
that?
think it,
Where
it
and
might
when
have
do
been
they do
Charlotte
this?
that told me this. That one time she was serving
Guys,
someone in
top host joined the orgy.
in like she was serving someone who had just come from that party, and they're like, yeah, no, they have regular parties where they rent out the entire hotel floor on the first floor, not ground floor, first floor, where they just have a massive orgy.
I wouldn't be
there.
surprised to be honest.
Guys.
Well, it
I
wasn't
mean,
that
it's
good.
bath, innit? Like,
we were
come
on the ground floor, so it wasn't an orgy.
Maybe that's why he was desperate to kick you.
Maybe.
out.
Yeah, guys,
It
come
makes
on.
sense, because like for a corporate event and just some people randomly walking in, getting a couple wine glasses, like I'm gonna be real.
No, fair.
And it's got a great Gatsby theme.
True, yeah.
Great Gatsby, who is famous for
For
hosting.
he doesn't host orgies.
I know.
He might have.
Maybe, but
They probably.
that was also
They
the night
probably
we did.
turned into.
We
Yeah.
went to another pub. It was a pub where you can. What's those things where you like feel like Jabba the Hutt where you smoke and like.
Oh,
Oh,
shisha. Where the
shisha.
fuck was that?
We saw it, but we didn't do one. But we know where we can get shishas from.
Where?
now.
Where is it?
Opium
Which
bar.
pub?
Oh, it's not opium bar,
Oh,
is it?
It's
It's-
not opium bar.
Nah, but I
yeah,
think
but
you
Opium
can.
Bar feels like a
It feels
shisha
like
place.
a shisha place.
Yeah.
But there's a place not far from Opium Bar, really close to
Yeah.
Opium Bar, where you can do shishas. And we were sat there. It's decorated. It's the weirdest decoration you've ever seen.
Should we do shisha there?
I'm down.
I'm down.
I've never done
It's
shisha.
the weirdest place you've ever
It's
seen,
chill.
right? I feel like Jabba the Hutt, you know.
Yeah.
Guys, how about
I
we?
smoked shisha with 2 Arabic guys whilst I was on shift at a wedding
really?
venue.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah, like they just like they were really sound. Both of them were like airplane mechanics and stuff,
Mm.
but they have like the shisha business as their side hustle. And I was working a shift, and this party was like the most salt burn party ever.
Oh yeah, wait.
It was like, yeah, go on. What were you
Well,
gonna
an
say?
honorable mention of a pub moment is the pub crawl we did for Halloween.
Oh, yeah, fair.
That was a bang.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, that's banging.
But me and Jack, we were at this place, and we were in the back of the pub. I'll finish the story real quick.
Yeah.
We're at the back of the pub, and it's pretty much empty. And then
Yeah.
a staff member comes walking around the corner. She clearly doesn't know we're there. Because
Mm.
she turns around, sees me and Jack staring at her, and then she just like, I'm going to move the mic away. So just, right now, like
Right.
in our face.
No.
Because she got so jump scared by us. She just
No.
screams in our face. So then she runs to the back room out of embarrassment, and we're all laughing. She comes out, and we just have a big laugh about it because she is just, I've never seen a woman more embarrassed than she was
Right.
in my life. And it was just a funny story. And yeah, that's the end of that.
Days.
That was,
Yeah.
that was a really fun night.
I would love to crash a wedding or an event like that
I would.
one day.
Yeah.
But like, I feel
want
like I'd
wedding
just be too
crashers,
nervous.
guys. Wedding crashers.
Wedding crashers.
Wedding crashers. Recreate that movie.
Well, have I got a story for No, I haven't done that yet.
Ah.
I will though.
I don't crash weddings. I crash funerals.
Funeral crashers.
No, have you heard about that guy that you can hire who can mourn at your
Yeah.
funeral? The
You can
professional
what?
the professional mourner.
Uh,
Where if you pay him like 500 quid,
Her cry.
he'll cry and jump on top of the coffin and go, "No, he needs to come back. He needs
I've heard
to
of
come
that
back."
guy.
That is not real.
I've seen the guys that you can pay to like stand quite far away with an umbrella to look mysterious, like you lived a double life.
Yeah, I
Are
might
you
do
sure
that.
that's just not you?
That's my side hustle. Ring me
Yeah.
for more funerals.
ring me for more funerals.
Yeah. If you need me for any funeral services, just ring me at 078.
I can still find that number. Wait, I
Okay.
heard it though, but that's all right.
You don't have his number.
You
Well,
want
I
a shirt
to be
as
fair,
well?
I don't have.
I got
numbers.
my number on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Fair.
Fair enough, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
With
work
that
it
being
out.
Shall we
said,
wrap this up?
are
Any
we
more?
gonna wrap the day this
Yeah.
up?
Any wrap of the day?
Um,
Any more stories?
All right. Final call. Speak now.
Final
forever
call
hold your
or
peace.
forever hold
I
your
love
peace.
the bell and I love my friends.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a
Yeah,
lovely way.
I-
That's a lovely way to end the episode.
I really like ice
Yeah.
cream.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
That's
for-
good.
On that note, thank you, Joe, for coming.
Yes, thank you very
Thank
much.
you for
to,
having me.
talking about.
Bang.
Oh,
I'm gonna
oh
put
yeah,
that sound in there.
forgot that was recorded. And thank you, you lovely listeners, listening to us yapping about pubs.
Damn right.
In my opinion, the best thing about the UK is pubs.
And
And
do
I've-
you not have them overseas then?
No, we do. Well, pubs in Japan are different.
But just not
Uh,
not the
did-
same.
There's more bars. I'd say.
Yeah, more bars.
What's the difference between a bar and a pub?
Bar is, you know, you don't have much. How should I say this? Bar is less focus on like the coziness and the
Yeah.
seating, while pubs, it's like you can eat there too.
Oh
But you can't really
know.
play like a board game or
Yeah.
card game in like
Pubs, yeah. Think of
cocktail
this:
bar or
pubs,
something.
you got tables and chairs. Bars, you only have stools.
Cool.
In Japan, you have pubs, but there's more. The bar is more involved.
Yeah, they have that in Italy. They have like you can like eat outside and have aperitivo like pizzas
Yeah.
and stuff,
Oh.
and like but then there's also a lot of bars where you
And
just
also
sit there.
in Japanese pubs, you got karaoke too.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but best thing, yeah. So the best thing about UK is pubs, and I've had so many lovely memories with my co-host James
Aw,
Mant,
Thank you, Velka.
my other co-host Freddie Gibbs,
Oh well.
and the co-host who's not here, Billy Mason, but who's
Blank.
who's
Blank.
who's here with us in spirit, and our lovely guest Joe.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. See you on the flip side, and yeah,
Bye-bye.